Hey guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. Thank you for showing up, but more importantly, thank you for showing up for yourself. Wherever you are in the world, I'm really grateful that you're here listening to this today. I'm going to ramble today about goal setting because I'm really, really bad at it, and I think it'd be great to have a chat about it. So come in, sit down, and let's get this shit started. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. I've got a little list of bullet points that I need to get through today. The first one says, goal setting, how rubbish I am at it. So I guess I'm just going to talk about that for a minute. I'm going to go through these little points, and I'm hoping that you can relate. If you can relate to this, then please like, subscribe, write in the comments, let's have a chat about it, because I find that I watch motivational videos and people always say about finding the space and like setting a time to write or to work and trying to get yourself in like some kind of zone and stuff. But I really struggle with it, and I can't be the only one that really struggles with trying to find some space to feel creative, or just to make sure I sit down and actually focus. This is something that I really, really, really need to work on at the moment, and I'm hoping that you guys can relate and we can have a chat. So the first thing is how rubbish I am at goal setting. I'm so bad at goal setting that it's probably why I have never achieved anything, or like I have achieved stuff, but it's probably unintentional, I suppose. But if you actually, I've been looking up on this lately, if you actually have set goals, if you can hear barking, that's my dog, sorry. If you actually have set goals for your task that you want to achieve, it is so much better to get it done, because you are effectively forming a habit, and a habit can take 21 days, 30 days to actually implement into your life. So if you wake up in the morning, you meditate, you work out, and you do that for 30 days or whatever, then you're more likely to stick to it. But these goals that I'm setting for myself are long term, because the one thing I have learned about this goal setting stuff, right, is it does not happen overnight, and Rome was not built in one day. And I am so impatient. It's one thing I really need to work on as well. I want everything to happen right now, and I want it to happen so fast. But what you don't see is the iceberg underneath the water, where people have worked for years and years and years to get above the water, where they're actually finally seen. I think it's a really great work ethic to have, where you just plow away and you keep chipping away at what you want to achieve. But people don't see that hard work. They just see that you've made it, or you're successful, or you've done something really amazing. So this is what I need to drum into myself, and hopefully you can relate, that we need to actually start to think about what is gonna step us in the right direction, I suppose, to get those goals that we really want to achieve, and reach our ambitions and our dreams and our successes. Our levels of successes are all different. I'm sure we've all got a kind of a different perception of it. But I am rubbish at goal setting, so I'm looking into this today with you, and hopefully it will help you in some way, and it will help me by talking about it. So what I'm looking to improve about myself is I would like to meditate every morning, and I'm not talking about sitting out with like prayer beads in the garden for like 2 hours, although I think that is probably a fantastic place to get to. I know Jay Shetty does that. I think him and his wife do like 2 hours of meditation in the morning or something, which I absolutely envy, because I think that is incredible. What I'm talking about is just 15 minutes, even just a 15-minute meditation where I'm grounding myself, I'm feeling good, and I'm in the zone. And then working out. I'm not very good at working out in the morning, and I know that about myself. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I have to meditate and then work out, because I know that I'm not going to realistically achieve that. And then there's no point in setting goals, because I've already failed before I've even started. So another thing, a massive key point, is be realistic about your goals. I have to be realistic about mine. I know that about myself, that I will not wake up at 6:30 in the morning to work out. And maybe that's something that I need to look at. Maybe I should, because the most successful people in the world wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. and they work out, and then they get the little bits of shit done, and then they can like focus on the big bits throughout their day. But my thing is, at the moment, I'm going to start small. I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm going to do things that I feel that I can achieve, so that I can make my goals realistic and I can stick to them. I can form these habits, and then I can introduce new habits. And hopefully one of those maybe will be waking up early and working out. But this is the point. do it slowly, do little bits at a time, because we all try and just cram in all of these new habits and they just don't stick, do they? I mean, look at New Year's resolutions of going to the gym and stuff like that. We try and do too much too soon. It's too intense and we put so much pressure on ourselves that it just does not happen. So I'm looking to do meditation. I'm looking to read for 15 minutes to half an hour every day. I'm looking to find an hour each day where I write stuff down, whether that's in my journal about personal things or whether that is about maybe points for this podcast, or it might be some little things for my business that I have as well. So I'm looking at really sitting down and trying to make a difference in my life. Also, I really want to write a book, so I'm spending a little bit of time doing that. And these are things that I really want to factor into my day because I have the time now. I have the complete responsibility to show up for myself and make sure that I get this done, because if I don't, no one else is going to do it for me. And that is a key point to remember as well. If you want to work towards something, this is something for me to know as well. I'm talking to myself as well. If you want to work towards something, you really have to start. Just start it. The hardest part is starting those steps to get that space. And I've heard recently that if you want to write a book, you have to allocate yourself a few hours of writing time in a space that is comfortable and inspiring, and you have to set the times at the same time every single day so that your mind becomes used to being actively creative within those hours. And I think that is absolutely fascinating. So I'm going to make sure that I'm doing that. But I'm not kidding you when I say I find this so fucking hard to do. Like, I find it so hard to allow myself to focus and really get in the zone. And I completely blame the fact that I'm a Gemini, because I believe in that stuff. And I know that those traits are something that I need to look at. I also need to bear in mind that Geminis are very successful people. So although in my personal life I have a full-time job which I go to, which I love, I'm trying to make little things on the side happen too. So my level of success is measured more so now in my 30s by the happiness that I feel. And that has really kicked in over the last couple of months to make sure that I feel good about myself. So the goals that I want to set myself are little high fives to myself every single time I achieve something. And what I'm going to do, which I don't know if will help you, is I'm going to do myself a little checklist at the end of each day so that I can get the satisfaction at the end of each day of ticking those off and making sure that I'm implementing them in my life. I'm nailing it and I'm doing really well. And on my list, it's literally just going to have meditation, exercise, reading, writing, and inspiration, because I'm going to make sure that I'm inspired by something every day. So my list is going to start really small, and I'm going to update you on my progress and let you know how I get on with this. Because my first and only intention with this at the moment is to make sure that I am achieving these goals every day for at least 21 to 30 days, so they just become normal to me and natural. And actually, I worked out last night in the garden, and then I sat down on my mat and I did some yoga, I did some stretches, and I did like a 5-minute meditation. I just sat there and I just listened to all the trees like just moving around me, and I listened to the birds, and I did some little neck stretches, and I feel amazing today. Like, I feel so good for it. And I think these little things that we just don't have patience or time for make such a difference to our mental health. So if you can do that, I really would recommend doing it. And I am so bad at it too, guys. Like, I really always have the best intentions to find the time, but it's just doing it. It literally is just doing it. Like, Nike have got it so right. It's just do it. Honestly, if you show up for yourself, have your back, make sure that you're doing it for yourself. Make sure you're doing it for your tomorrow self. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future too much, but just to show up for yourself. Appreciate that going forward, you want to achieve something. So these little goals are for you. And I'm hyping myself up right now because I need to hear this so fucking bad. So those are my little goals. But you really do have to show up for yourself. And this is one thing I'm really going to try and show up for myself so that you get inspired, because I think it's great to lead by example. If you lead by example, you don't have to tell other people to do things that you're going to do, which is complete contradiction to what I'm doing now on this podcast. But I'm not telling you to do it. I'm showing you why it's good to do it. And I'm going to prove that it's good to do it, because I'm going to keep updating you, and I'm going to make you see that showing up for yourself, as hard as it is at the beginning, gets easier and easier. And I'm hoping that I prove myself right, because I know it's true. So yeah, leading by example. If you have people in your household who just don't want to do anything, they don't want to meditate, they don't see the point in it, they don't want to work out, they don't see the point in it, and they just want to go to work, come home, watch TV, go to work, come home, watch TV, that's absolutely fine if they want to do that. No judgment to anyone who wants to. But if you are a growth mindset and you want to grow just through learning little bits, or you want to like improve a skill or whatever you want to do, I think that you have to lead by example. So wake up early, meditate, do your workout, do some work for a little while, make sure you're eating healthy through the day. When people see how much you're shining, they'll want to shine just as much as you. And I've heard this recently, and it's something that I want to put out there to the universe, to my friends, to my family. I want them to see that I'm leading by example, that I'm happy and that I'm full. And if they maybe took on some things that I was doing or saw that, then that would inspire them. And that's the reason that we're on this earth, to inspire and help people. So that's one of my goals too. They don't have to be life-changing. They are life-changing, but they don't have to be so like materialistic and huge and like I have to have £1 million by the end of the year. I think once you start these little personal goals, like high fives to yourself, then you can start to build on that. And then if your ambition is huge, and you are smashing your goals, then there's no reason why you can't keep building on those goals and smashing those bigger ones too. I think I'm just trying to talk about right now about building momentum and making sure that you at least start. You don't have to run or pressure yourself from the very, very beginning. You just have to have the intention that you want to do better. You have to have the drive and the willpower, the determination to want to do better, and don't put pressure on yourself, and it will naturally progress and snowball. And that is what I'm doing here, guys. This podcast is helping me progress and snowball. So thank you so much for being here while I'm doing this. I think it's also really cool to talk to someone that you trust about what you want to achieve and what inspires you. That person who builds you up and makes you feel like you can do it. The HUD's made me do this. The HUD said to me that I should get on here and talk to you guys. So that is what I'm doing. Have that person who you can talk to. And also those conversations inspire things that I want to talk about on here. So if you have someone like that in your life, even if they are maybe quite distant and you only catch up every now and then, make sure that you talk to them about things that are really empowering you right now and get into it, because it's also good to be held accountable to someone, but don't be held accountable to someone who's opinionated, who's going to judge what you're doing, who doesn't really see the point. Like, make sure you talk to someone who's like, mate, that's fucking awesome. Even if you told them that you're going to try and fly to the moon in a year, you need someone who's going to be like, do you know what, you're mental, but I love you and I think you can do it. So leading by example, I think that's really, really cool. Talking to someone you trust is awesome. What's next on my little list? Yeah, it's the tick list at the end of the day. That's the one thing that I'm going to make sure that I do. And I can't even stress how much I am really bad at patience and organisation, but I'm really going to try, guys. I need you to try with me. If you can think of anything else that helps with setting goals, please comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But for now, let's show up for each other. Let's show up for ourselves. Let's make sure we smash those goals. Start really little and let's build. I'm going to keep you updated about how I'm finding my goal setting, because I think it's it's something I'm really going to struggle with. But at the same time, once I build that momentum, it will just be proof that this shit does work. And that is what this channel is about, doing things and proving it. Like I always say in every video, I'm only human. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm really going to try and set these goals and smash them this year. So yeah, I hope you have an amazing day, guys, or evening or afternoon, whatever time it is there for you. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on as usual. Send you so much love, and I'll speak to you soon. All right, bye.